All right, characteristic number one of all powerful churches is that they have this quality that we call a sense of destiny. Now, take a moment to write that in your notes. We're at the bottom of page 9 of your notes. Now, what do we mean by that when we say a church has a sense of destiny? Well, here's what we mean. We mean that they understand that they are not an ordinary church. They understand that the call from God is upon them. They understand that they are partnering with God to impact their community, to do something significant for Him. They understand that they are the body of Christ in their community and that God is working through them. Now, please understand, I've been in churches all over the world, but I have never seen a powerful church anywhere in the world that did not have this sense of destiny. And I'll tell you something else. I have never met nor read about a powerful leader anywhere in the world that did not have this sense of destiny. Now, on the screen, you can see the names of several very prominent leaders throughout history. John Wesley, founder of the Methodist movement in England. Hudson Taylor, the great missionary to China. Mother Teresa of Calcutta. William Booth, founder of the Salvation Armies. Even some political leaders like Mahatma Gandhi of India and Martin Luther King Jr. of the United States. Now, what do all of these leaders have in common? And the answer is sense of destiny. Of course, they have many things in common, but one of the things they have in common is this understanding that they are not just an ordinary person. They understand that God has commissioned them, that God is working through them. See, all powerful leaders have this sense of destiny. Now, it is also true that Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the greatest leader of all times, had this sense of destiny. Do you remember the story about when Jesus was 12 years of age? You remember he had come with his family from their home in Nazareth down to Jerusalem to celebrate one of the feast days? After the celebration was over, the family was on their way back to their home in Nazareth. Now, in those days, people traveled in large caravans and groups, family, friends, neighbors, all traveling together. And so, as they were on their way back to Nazareth, Mary and Joseph just assumed that Jesus was in the crowd. Maybe he was playing with one of his cousins or friends. But before long, they started looking for him. They couldn't find him. They started asking everyone, "Have you seen Jesus?" Nobody had seen him. They grew very worried. And so they hurried back to Jerusalem. They looked for him everywhere. You remember the story? Where did they find him? They found him in the temple, talking to the educated people, the doctors and lawyers. Now, Mary and Joseph must have given him a little rebuke. They must have said, "Jesus, what were you doing? You frightened us. Why weren't you with us?" Do you remember how Jesus answered? Luke chapter 2, verse 49. What did Jesus say? He said, "Didn't you know that I must be about my Father's business?" See, that's what I'm talking about. That is a sense of destiny. Even as a child of 12 years of age, Jesus understood that he was not just another average 12-year-old Jewish boy. He understood that God's call was upon his life. Now, if you are going to be a powerful leader, you too are going to have to understand this sense of destiny that's in your life.